Ah, we've been waiting for this all day, but finally, it is time. I'm ready.
Ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget the Peter Parker Spider-Man, we started getting some visitors. From every universe.
Oh,
Hello, Peter. You're not Peter Parker.
bruh.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Wait, no, seriously, what's your actual name?
There are others out there. We need to send them back. So,
Yo.
crap.
You know, all this is kind of your mess. I know a couple magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap. You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate. I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
Bruh.
Look, there has to be another way.
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe. You're not gonna take this away from me.
Oh.
You're struggling to have everything you want while the world tries to make you choose.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
I swear to God.
What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them. December 17th, exclusively in movie theaters. Tickets on sale November 29th. Spider Monday.
Hey, hey, yo. Hold on. Hold up. Yo, this trailer was fire. No, 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 no. There's like this really dope ass part. First off, I actually do appreciate the fact that the villains know that they're supposed to die, which is why they look as different as they do. And I also appreciate the fact that it seems as though Peter is going to try and save the villains from these other universes, which, to be fair, it's in the it's in the MO of the Spider-Man from the MCU to attempt to save the villain. Because to be completely honest, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man wasn't about that saving life. Like, all of his villains essentially died. Andrew Garfield, kind of along the same lines, where either like he beat his villains into absolute submission and sent them to jail, or they just straight up died. Andrew Garfield Spider-Man definitely had the most emotional loss out of all the Spider-Men. But it's really dope to see Tom Holland decide that he's gonna at least try and go against Doctor Strange, and he's gonna essentially work to save the villains in some way, shape, or form. And we're gonna see how that plays out, because it really looks as though it's gonna be the Sinister Six against him, attempting to beat his ass. I do like the fact that Otto shows up and he's all about killing him until the mask comes off and he realizes he's fighting a kid, and he's like, "Oh, you're not even my Spider-Man. Who's child is this? To be fair, like, to be quite honest, there are a lot of cringe names from like the 60s and 70s that characters definitely got that have more or less been maintained until now. Otto Octavius is definitely a fucked up name because if you remember correctly, in Spider-Man 2, J. Jonah Jameson also cracks a joke where he's like, huh, a guy named Otto Octavius ends up with 8 limbs. Who'da thunk it? Oh wait, that suit. So, what is this suit? Like, that's my overall question. I have no idea what this suit is because at first I thought it was the not the Iron Spider suit that Tony gives him, but the I thought it was the silver armored suit from the alternate universe Peter Parker who doesn't have any spider powers. I thought that this was that suit, but it doesn't look like this is that suit. This suit actually has like symbols engraved on it. So yeah, like he's weaving a spell like Doctor Strange does. So it seems as though these spells probably allow him to send people back to their universe essentially. That is an excellent shot of my boy back as J. Jonah Jameson. Absolutely fantastic. I do like the fact that Strange basically does the same thing to Peter that the Ancient One did to him and knocks his soul out of his body. And I do actually like the transition this time because when he gets hit, there's a frame of him being Spider-Man and then it's Peter who comes out. So I kind of like that transition where he gets hit and when he goes into his astral form, for a second he's Spider-Man and then he turns essentially into Peter Parker. Wait a minute, hold on. That looks like... Okay, so that's Aunt May. I don't know what she's running from or where she's running to. But in this scene, we see that Doc Ock doesn't have any of that red stuff on his tentacles. But then in like the very next scene, it looks like he adapts Tony's nanite tech to his arms essentially, or the nanite tech adapts to his arms. Because if you remember correctly, in Spider-Man 2, there was that chip because the arms themselves were like a supercomputer or a super processor. Like the artificial intelligence in the arms was extremely advanced, so it makes sense that if the nanite got onto it, the artificial intelligence would adapt the nanites to its own systems, which is why it more or less adapts to the claws and starts giving him extra armor. Also, holy shit, what a glow up for Jamie Foxx's Electro. None of that blue translucent bullshit. No, that is gone. That is dead. We're not seeing that anymore. We actually get a comic book accurate Electro with the lightning crown on top of his head right here. That is dope. I did not expect to see Jamie Foxx's Electro in this. I am super fucking jazzed to see Jamie Foxx's Electro in this. Like, look how good he looks. If only Andrew Garfield had gotten this. If he had gotten this Electro, like the electric scientist who works for Oscorp, who gets screwed over by the company, who takes his tech and becomes like a lightning god. If Andrew Garfield deserves so much better. It also looks as though the villains are not on Doc Ock's side. It looks as though Doc Ock is on Peter's side, or should I say Tom Holland's side, but the rest of the villains, for the most part, are essentially trying to kill Spider-Man. And he still has that cube that Doctor Strange has, so I'm assuming that the cube is something he's going to be using to send these people back to their dimensions. And it's also being voiceovered, at least this fight, or this portion of the trailer, is being voice acted by Willem Dafoe, which is essentially the Green Goblin. Yeah, well, there he goes. I also love the fact that they brought both of them. So we have Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, and then in the very next shot, we've got Harry Osborn's Green Goblin. So I'm wondering, but why would Harry come back as a villain? I mean, he was a villain for a moment in Spider-Man 3, but after he gets beaten, essentially, well, not even before he gets beaten, when he has this conversation with the butler, he decides not to be a villain anymore, and he ends up teaming up with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and they take on Venom and Sandman. Also, where's this Oscorp? Oh, never mind. I thought it said Oscorp on the side. It does not. Look at the squad, bruh. It's Sinister Six, essentially. You got Electro here. You got Sandman here. We got Electro, Sandman, Lizard. We have Doc Ock, Willem Dafoe Green Goblin, and Harry Osborn Green Goblin. But is the Harry Osborn Green Goblin gonna be done by James Franco, or is the second Green Goblin that we see essentially Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, just with better tech? I don't know. Right. So that maintains the fact that he was trying to save the villains so that they didn't get killed, but he realizes towards the end that he essentially can't do that. And I'm really hoping they don't go down the route where, because of his identity being revealed, the person who ends up paying the price and dying is Aunt May, like in the comic books, Civil War. They really working hard to try and make you believe that Tom Holland is about to like square up against like 4, 5, 6 villains. Like we don't already know that the other two Spider-Men are gonna be in this, squadding up with him. And this scene right here, okay, so that's Ned, right? That is Ned. And Zendaya falls off the side of the thing. Here's my thing. So Zendaya is gonna be essentially Mary Jane. Well, she's essentially Tom Holland's Mary Jane. It will be interesting if the person who saves her before she dies, even though we see Tom Holland is the one who jumps out to like get her, even though we see that Tom Holland is the one that jumps out to get her, I don't think that that's Tom Holland's hand. I honestly believe that Zendaya falling off the side of the building, she's gonna be saved by Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Like, it would be such nice redemption if Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is the one who comes down and saves her. Kind of like him redeeming the fact that he wasn't able to save the woman that he loved, Gwen Stacy, in his movie. Because it doesn't look like it doesn't look like it's his spider suit, because his spider suit has like a lot of like metallic stuff on it, whereas like the hand that reaches forward doesn't look like it has any of that metallic stuff from, it looks like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man hand. So I'm wondering if he's the one who jumps down and actually saves Zendaya before she essentially dies. And people who have watched What If, congratulations, we're essentially seeing something that we had only originally seen in What If, which is essentially the multiverse is fracturing and this reality is about to collapse in on itself. Because that's essentially what's happening in the sky. We saw a variation of this during the Doctor Strange episode of What If, where essentially his meddling with the timeline was causing basically reality to fracture and collapse around him. That's essentially what's happening here. The reality is essentially fracturing, and the different universes that these people are from are essentially collapsing down on top of 616. Looks like it's time for Doctor Strange to do the thing he did in What If, which is like trying to hold back the walls of the universe. But holy fuck, I am so super fucking excited for this. Like I'm so mega excited for this. Like I'm super pumped for Spider-Man No Way Home, and I definitely know that we're gonna get. Actually, you know what? I don't want another trailer. I don't want one. Like, I feel as though this is the perfect final trailer. There's no need to hype me or show me Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield. Right here is the perfect place to essentially end everything. I'd 100% be happy if this is the final trailer and the next thing that I'm doing is being in a movie theater on December 17th to watch the movie. But yeah, that is Spider-Man No Way Home's official trailer. Dope as shit, completely fucking worth the wait, and I cannot wait till December 17th to go and check it out. Oh, before I go, down in the comments below, let me know what your favorite part of the trailer is, because you know we're going to be talking about this shit for like the next couple days. Peace.